You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
This is the Daniel Monday Night Community Show on demand through YouTube. Thank you very much for choosing to listen to us through this method. If you'd like to keep up to date with when I add new interviews, then subscribe to this channel.
We present One Giant Leap with Zig Stanieszak and Jeff Bainham.
No one starts off this way, you know. We all had dreams. I had dreams. I had it all mapped out. Every move, every step. But you know what? No matter what you want, if it isn't there, in the heavens, then it just ain't so. No amount of wishing or wanting ever seems to be enough. No amount of hard work ever makes it easier. Then how could it be? The deck is so stacked against you from the beginning. My wife's left me. I'll be redundant by the end of the week, a job that we had to subsidise by selling off our very own possessions. The rent is going up and we haven't even received this quarter's domestic bills yet. And as for the kids...
Expensive, aren't they?
There are government health warnings on cigarettes, but nothing for children.
Be a bit difficult to print them on, I suspect. Maybe the warning could be on the forehead. What do you think?
Listen, I'm not a bad man. I've done my best, but it's not always easy. There's no way to get ahead these days. Wherever I turn, someone always wants a piece of me. They always want something for them. No one ever wants something for you. They only ever want you for what you can do for them.
Oh, don't let that stop you. You were really getting into your stride then, I thought. First time since we've met that you started to tell me something.
Doesn't matter, that's it. I'm going.
Before you do, and I can see that you're very busy with all this falling through the air thing, don't you think you should answer that?
Answer what?
Wasn't that your phone?
Text, email, probably an advert. I hardly even answer the thing these days. If you do, it's someone trying to sell you something. Trying to sell to me. They must be desperate if they're trying to flog something to the likes of me.
It might be something else. Something of benefit to you.
Oh, I doubt it.
Well, you'll never know if you don't check. Why not take a look? If it's nothing of use to you, you can always slip off early for the afternoon.
You do that a lot, I've noticed.
Oh, do what?
Describe death as anything but.
Well, Peter, death has all sorts of negative vibes about it. Not a lot of laughs in death. Let's be honest, as dramatic characters go, death is the big one. He's also not in many situation comedies. Knock on the door, more tea, Vicar? To which the answer is, oh, hello, Death, will you be staying for long?
Who'd have thought that you were a man of the theatre?
But it also seems to me that it can't be much fun being Death. I mean, when was the last time anyone invited Death to a party, for example? Your plan is to join him. But is that one of your smartest ideas? Death's a bit of a downer, a bit final, wouldn't you say?
Isn't that the whole point?
How do you mean?
That death is the end of everything.
What about an afterlife?
No, thanks. Not if it's anything like this one.
It might be better.
It might be worse.
One way or another, you'll find out.
Comforting.
You mean the whole world is against you?
It doesn't take the whole world. Only certain individuals.
You against everyone else.
It can feel that way.
Perhaps it's true.
That's a big help.
A conspiracy, all against you. You are the centre of everything. The word has gone out. Get Peter at all costs.
I don't think that.
Then what is it all about?
Get us all chasing dreams that can never be realised. Make us fantasise about achieving something. Anything. But all the time it's been arranged to stop us. That's what I've come to believe, that every opportunity is, in truth, an obstacle to be struggled with, fought against, and ultimately beaten down by. That's what I see. No one is beaten down by one disappointment. But when they come over and over, oh, you wonder what the point of it all is.
I see you're not enjoying life at the moment.
Whatever gave you that idea?
Which means this must be a bit of a relief.
Why do you say that?
Because you'll soon be free of it.
However did I get by before I met you?
Did you know that there are about 20 million attempts at suicide every year?
What a cheerful thought.
Now, the main problem is that most of those attempts fail, thank goodness, due to one very simple fact. Can you guess what that might be?
I bet you are great at chat-up lines.
Everyone is afraid of pain.
No kidding.
So, while the majority hope to pass over into the next life peacefully and without suffering, that's not the method with the highest probability of success.
Read that somewhere, did you?
Oh, as I said before, I found it on the internet.
Couldn't you have searched for cute cats playing the piano like millions of others?
Already done that.
Good for you.
But here is the thing. Those that can face the pain of death have a much bigger chance of succeeding than those that don't want to make a mess of the carpet.
You should always be considerate for those that come after us.
There's also something else.
There always is.
You see, those prepared to walk in front of a train or in front of a lorry, tie weights around their necks and enter the water, all these people stand a very good chance of never having to worry about the rent again. Beachy Head is very popular, I believe.
I'll give it some thought for next time.
I suppose it's like the old joke about the kamikaze pilot that kept coming back.
Very funny.
You see, only 1 in 33 attempts are successful.
Full of pearls of wisdom, aren't you? Makes me wonder how I ever got by without you.
Or how you'll make it to the end of the day.
Look, I've been a good man all my life.
I'm sorry?
I said I've been a good man.
That's not actually true, is it, Peter?
What?
The thing is, Peter, you've said that you are a good man, but not everyone would necessarily agree.
I don't know what you mean.
Well, there was the time when you snapped at that girl Sarah, I think her name was, in accounts when on your first week, and because of a clerical error, you weren't yet on the system. Do you remember that?
I might have mentioned something.
Mentioned something? You almost bit her head off. In fact, and I don't want to make you feel bad about it, but you almost reduced the poor lady to tears.
Me?
Yes, you.
I didn't realise.
No. Well, you were caught up with your own problems at the time, I suppose. But even so, you did lay it on a bit strong.
I probably needed to.
No. At the time, you were a bit flush. Your uncle had died and left you some money.
But
he sends you his regards, by the way.
what?
It was power in your hands and a bit of thoughtlessness.
All right. So that wasn't my finest moment.
And there was that time when your neighbour asked you to keep an eye out for that delivery.
When was that?
Oh, old Bob Jones that lived on your landing, 3rd floor. He was in the back flat, you the front. You used to sit at the window and stare aimlessly out of it. You easily could see everything going on in the street. But no, you were too busy.
Maybe I was.
You were drinking tea. He didn't even want you to go down and collect it. He only required a knock on the door.
I don't... What was it for, anyway?
It was his medicine being delivered.
All right, so I haven't always covered myself in glory.
And then there was that girl you met in that pub that you swore blind you would call.
When?
Her name was Kelly. Pretty young thing, now that I recall. You even wrote down your telephone number for her, but altered 2 of the numbers, so she would never be able to contact you again. Pity, really. You would have had a very different life with her. Still, your decision, I suppose.
How do you know all these things?
Oh, I keep my eyes open. Listen to what people say and how they say it. People rarely think how their choices affect others. They tend to believe that only themselves have hopes, dreams, and desires. They never consider how their own actions might have an impact on society.
Impact? What impact? Most of us are unnoticed when we come into this world, and unnoticed when we leave.
Apart from all the people we come into contact with, you mean? I just mentioned 3 people that will never forget you, no matter how much they try.
Thanks.
Also, you should remember the times when you did improve the world.
I can't imagine.
Yes, I know you can't. But others can. Others that think of you more fondly than you think of yourself.
Right now, Harold, I can't think of anyone.
How about the down and out that you bought tea and toast for?
That was years ago.
Yes, 6, but he hadn't eaten anything for 2 days. After that, he felt inspired and walked to a shelter. He now lives in Brighton with a wife and daughter. Nice view of the sea in the summer.
I'd forgotten about that.
He hasn't.
Long time ago.
Acts of charity are often remembered by the recipient for a very long time.
There haven't been many.
No, but there have been 1 or 2.
You know of another?
A little girl, Mary Taylor, if I recall, once told you she needed to get home, and you gave her the money for the bus. Actually, you gave her all you had in your pocket at the time, which was a £10 note. Much more than she needed, but you gave it anyway.
That was years ago.
Yes. I'm betting that you've forgotten all about her.
Until you mentioned it, yes. Yes, I had.
However, she remembers you to this day.
How do you know all these things?
As I said before, it's my job.
A sort of caretaker?
As good a description as any.
I see.
That young lady has done very well for herself. Did you know that she now works? Your act of charity was about 15 years ago, to jog your memory, for a company here in this town. Middle management now, apparently.
Good for her.
And others.
Oh, I wouldn't know.
None of us know how things pan out, or even why certain things happen when they do.
Very perceptive.
Everyone is connected, Peter, even if it's not always evident to the individual.
I really don't...
Everyone has an effect on everyone else. You also have had an effect on all those you two have encountered, even if you haven't realized it.
Oh, so the world will be a poorer place without me?
To some, yes. To others, no.
Thanks a lot.
To those whose lives you've improved, they will miss you. Sarah in accounts probably won't shed a tear unless...
Unless?
How you live your life is up to you. You can make it something to be valued or something to be despised by yourself and others.
Got all the answers, haven't you?
No, not exactly.
Bit of a know-all, aren't you?
Not really.
You're the kind of person that can sort out everyone else's problems.
That's not true.
I bet you're the type that has never made a mistake, never got it wrong, has no regrets.
I wouldn't say that either, Peter.
I've listened to your waffle now for the last half an hour. What are you going to tell me next? The power of positive thinking? Nothing you've said since you've forced yourself on me amounts to anything. Everyone matters. Have you ever been down there on the ground, walking the streets? Let me tell you, Harold, you've been up here in the clouds for far too long. Down there, only one thing matters, and that's money. Your idea of nice concepts and happy thoughts do not make the world turn round. Everything has to be paid for, and if what is coming in isn't up to what is going out, you've got a problem. This world is not made up of sympathetic, decent people. It is made up of those that are nasty and cruel and dishonest, and they all want a piece of you. Have I done some good on this planet? Have I upset some people? Yes, I've probably done both. But all I can tell you, Harold, is that I have done my best. But here, today, that isn't enough. No one cares what my intentions are, or were, or even might have been. They just want what I can no longer afford to give them. People don't care about their fellow human beings. Think I'm wrong? How many begging in the streets and sleeping in shop doorways did you pass this morning? When you looked into their eyes, Harold, did you tell them to consider all the good things they'd done in their time? It's a cruel world, Harold. I don't know who set it up like this, and maybe this is what it was meant to be. But it's dog eat dog down there, and once you finish with the dogs, we'll make a start on the cats.
Are you going to answer that?